one likes the elderly. I worked at a retirement home for 2.5 years and I loved it, and it was not court ordered. Like, I wanted to be there. My 2 goals in life are to make people love Powerade Zero and old people. That's all I care about. I write a set list probably about 5 minutes before. I get nervous, usually right before, or I'll think about like fixing how I look because I can control that. I will think something and I'll think it's funny, and then I'll sort of like write it in my head, and then I'll usually say it on stage, and 90% of the time it's not funny. And then I'll just sort of like ramble around it, and that will usually be what is funnier than what I like planned. I feel like watching a bouquet toss is like watching a sluttier version of a WNBA tip-off. It's like enough. Except people are actually watching this, so. I'll usually think about like what's something I can like reference in the room. This is the type of show that I wish my parents could see me doing, you know? They're always like, I'm like, hey mom and dad, I gotta go, I got a show. And my dad's always like, oh, what's up, Hollywood? Yeah, no, I'm standing on a box. And there's plastic titties next to my head. I'll think a lot about like what's the very first thing I'm gonna say and do to like get them with me. Now I feel like every man in here is like, oh no, this is about to be the Carrie sequel. Blood just gonna spew down on me. I think my mind goes blank and I'm like, I really want a shot of Rumpelmans. That's probably actually what which I do take sometimes before I go on stage. If you're not even saying anything and people are laughing, if you ask someone, are you on ecstasy, and they say, I'm from Idaho, that means I am on ecstasy. Or if they're laughing at setups. I tried to lose weight today. So like, you haven't even gotten to the joke yet, and they're laughing, you're like, wow, you're the best. And then you want to be like, come with me everywhere, because sometimes you're like really working, and you know when you're not killing it. I wake up pretty early for a comedian. I wake up, I work out, hopefully. I've been hungover a lot more lately. This summer is really, I've been partying a lot. I will usually answer emails. My mom will call me a lot, so I either have to talk to her or avoid the phone call. I want to talk to her, she's just a lot to handle. And I just sort of like hang out until I go and do something at night, which is either a mic, a show, both of them, 2 shows, or I go and waitress. I live in Lakeview in Chicago. That's where all like the idiot yuppie Big Ten people move. And that's what I am, so that's why I live here. I like it. No, my mom and dad, they're great. I like them a lot. I love them, actually. I don't know how to describe them, but say they look like every couple that's in an erectile dysfunction commercial. You know what I mean? Like, just like the type of people that would buy a tandem bike for no reason. Like, what should we do today? Let's wash the car. It's not dirty. Fuck it. Let's do it anyway. The Chicago comedy scene is huge, in probably one word. It's constantly growing. When I first moved here, it was overwhelming. And it used to be a lot smaller. It used to be sort of improv and sketch that ruled Chicago, and stand-up was sort of like the gross kid sister. So I got asked to babysit for this kid. I was like the 4th option. I walked in the house and the kid was like, I don't like you. I'm like, well then we immediately have something in common. Like, that's awesome. And he was like, what do you like to do for fun? I'm like, I don't know. Try and trick bald men into going down on me? I'm normal, okay? In Chicago, and you'll hear this from visiting New York and LA comics, so like there's great shows here, there's really good comedians, there's clubs here, like it is a great comedy city, but there's still no industry. My dad has successfully avoided going to rehab for 30 years based solely on buying us presents. Like, that's it. Yeah, it's so awesome. Everyone's like, I love your earrings. I'm like, yeah, my dad blacked out. Don't I look great? If you want to get on late night, it's nearly impossible to do it from here because they're just not here. Like, it finally became an issue because he passed out during the Super Bowl. And he like loves football and was at the Super Bowl. So we're like, Dad, you're gonna have to go to rehab. He's like, I just don't understand how I'm gonna be able to go to rehab when I'm taking us to the Bahamas! I don't even know if I'm making it. You know, that's the, it's weird when I moved here, I think I developed a set of goals for myself personally of things I wanted to accomplish. And I've been lucky enough that I've accomplished all of those. And I'm still like, this is all I'm doing. And then there's been a bunch of people from here that have really blown up. Hannibal Buress, TJ Miller, Nick Vatterott, Pete Holmes, they all came from here. And so there's that glimmer of hope inside of all of us that we're like, okay, we can be just like that person that was also here. I feel like I lost you, girl. You were with me. Your tweet, oh, that's even better. I love that. You tweet away, girl. I think that I thought I had a very clear expiration date in Chicago. If you want to take that next step, you got to go to either coast. You guys have been super great. Thank you. I think stand-up wise, I probably am ready, but mentally and emotionally, I'm just not ready to go. And if it's going to be for the rest of your life, there's not a huge reason to rush it. I also love it here, and to leave here will be very, very difficult, so I want to make sure that I'm going for the right reason.